Welcome to the idea of where we explore the noise and nuance and everything in between. I am Mike,
And I'm Bassey.
and this is the space where culture, creativity, and conversation collide. Back at it again.
Yes. How are you doing?
Man, I'm experiencing homeowner challenges. I'm telling you, I do much better. I need to be in an apartment like that.
You
That's it.
call somebody. Yeah.
Yeah, call somebody, smaller space, less things to fix, less things to be damaged. Like we're fresh off of ceiling damage from a leak upstairs. We thought it was coming from my daughter's shower, then it came from something else. And so there's like holes in two sets of walls upstairs. The
God
entire
damn.
ceiling is removed and our like entryway walls gone, floors warped because
God
the
damn.
water seeped down to the first floor. So it's just been an issue. And then while all this was happening, had a leaky toilet. So I'm like, let me fix this. I'm not gonna call it's just the pump inside the tank. Like I could figure it out. Figured it out. Boom. Got the pump, took the old one out, put the new one in, boom, clipped it, flushed your toilet 30 times, everything is good. And it was like a drippity, like a small, I'm talking like an eyedropper's amount of water still coming from underneath the toilet. And I'm like, oh, look, it's a little nut. And I could move it with my hands. I was like, oh, let me tighten it. So I tightened one side. I was like, leak gone. So I was like, while I'm here,
Famous last words.
I got the right tool. There's another nut on the other side. Let me tighten it. It was also a little loose. So I'm tightening it. Crack. I was like, that's a sound
Oh.
that I don't think should come from a toilet. Instantly, like, not buckets of water, but it was like, turn the faucet on. Like, it was that amount of water coming out. So I had to shut the main water off, get a bucket, and I over tightened the screw underneath the toilet that connects it to the tank. And the
Yeah.
tank has like a hairline fracture.
You have to
So,
replace the entire toilet.
yes, because the model is no longer, they don't no longer make that model. So I could, under normal situations, I could just replace the tank, but I had to replace the whole toilet.
Yeah.
This
Damn,
just
damn,
happened,
damn.
Bossy, 10 seconds ago before we hit records.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Breaking news.
I'm rethinking my life right now.
Oh no.
I don't, I don't, I don't, man. First world problems, I guess.
Nah,
I
I don't know. I
guess.
feel like toilets break everywhere.
Yeah, this might
I
be an
don't think
all
it's a
world
first world.
problem. Right. True.
If it was a golden bidet, then yes, first world problems. But a toilet,
Oh,
I think all worlds have that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh man. What's going on with you? What's your world going? What's spinning in your world?
Not much. I'm sick either again or still. I haven't figured it out. I'm one of those people people are like, oh, I don't like being sick, and I don't like being sick, but I appreciate permission to be lazy. Like I like
Mm,
that because I never feel as long as there's no pain involved, I'll be that. I'll be sick. But I also started getting bored because I was in the house for like 4 days. And then I started feeling better. And I was like, oh, great. I got all these things to do. I went to this and that, went here, went there. And then the next day I was like, crap, am I sneezing? Crap, am I coughing? Ah, crap.
uh,
And then I tried to push it off yesterday. And then today it was like, no,
dang.
you're
Gotcha.
not doing well. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
Man.
aside from
Man.
that, there's literally nothing else going on in my life.
Yeah. We talked about last week. I saw Alawe, right? We talked about that last
Yeah.
week. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, we had a good playoff run this weekend. Ellington's team made it
Oh, that's
to
right.
the NCAAs. Man, I don't want to over talk about soccer. I feel like our listeners, probably have some understanding, but man, when we have our soccer episode, this probably was the most thrilling set of soccer games I've ever watched, and under the most insane circumstances.
Wow.
Tuesday, well, Saturday, Saturday's game was against the defending champions. So they beat them in a last minute penalty kick. So that was crazy. And then Sunday's game um was had two weather delays because of snow.
Oh, you said 5 hours on Instagram, and I was like, 5 hours?
Yeah. Oh no, no, that was the first game. Yeah, that was the first game when they beat. I think was that. I can't remember one of the
Why would a
games
game be 5 hours long?
because it started and it was weather. It
Oh,
was
okay.
lightning. It was hail. And they had to stop it twice. Anytime they stop it, it's 30 minutes. And it was just a disaster of weather. And that was the game against the defending champs, actually a team that Ellington was recruited for, Amherst. And it was just crazy. And then they went to the second game the next day and they played a pretty not great team, but it was snowing. It was actual
Mm,
snow. First half, it was lightly snowing. Second half, it was a full whiteout blizzard like conditions.
Jesus Christ.
Ball was bouncing everywhere. And it was literally the other team got a lucky bounce with 2 minutes left in the game and won
Oh,
the game.
no.
Like that's how they won. It was wild. It was awesome to watch. Just the atmosphere. It was crazy, but the team that won was not the better team, and that's happened so often in soccer, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they dominated the whole game. You look at the stat line, it's like our team had 15 shots. They had two. They had two shots the
Wow.
whole game. The two goals that
Two
they
shots on
scored,
goal?
two whole shots.
Wow.
Two whole shots. They had 2 points, two shots.
Wow.
And we scored. We were winning 1-0. They came back and scored pretty immediately. And then with two minutes left in the game, long
Oh,
ball
that's
by the goalie,
heartbreaking.
bounce once, went over the head, boom, goals. Like,
That's
wow, it was
heartbreaking.
crazy. It was crazy.
I always
But
feel bad for the goalie in those instances because it's not like there's a whole team, they're defenders and da 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 da. But as a goalie, as a keeper, you just feel like you're the last barrier of entry. And I feel like
yeah,
this has got to feel terrible. Got
yeah,
to feel bad.
yeah. And on the tape, I mean, I'll send you a clip, but like the ball, Ellington was the last defender,
Mhm.
and the ball bounced. I mean, Ellington and his co-defender, his Cody, were locks all game. They nothing got by them. Like locks all game. Lucky bounce. Ellington's running, and the offensive player kind of pushed Ellington. Legal push, but possibly. And it's ice, so he slipped
Oh,
3 feet,
no.
and boom, goal right there. The offensive player barely had to touch the ball, it just went in. It was gut wrenching,
Oh, no.
gut wrenching. But the good news is, talking to Ellington yesterday, we kind of gave him a day to get through it. We were like, oh, should we call him? I don't know. But thinking of everything that happened in the past year, we're like, what's his mental state going to be like? And he was just like, it sucks, but we'll be back next year. So hearing him talk about the future, I was like,
Oh, that's
okay,
good.
he's good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
the loss was like, that sucks, but he's still thinking, seeing himself in that environment in the future, which is really all we wanted.
That's really good. That's really good. What a
Yeah,
comeback story.
man, I'm telling you, I'm telling you. Man, we got some comments we want to read that we didn't read
Okay.
last week, and that from someone that listened to last week, and actually they had some advice for us with our internet issues.
Okay.
But from 2 weeks ago, this is from Yetunde. This is from the episode. I don't even know what the title is. The idea of Afros. What? I don't even remember. Did I make this title? Oh,
You did.
the idea of Afrocentrism and authenticity. Yetunde, our number one listener, says, I thought I couldn't get more enraged at this orange idiot. He's who she's talking about. Then he started talking about invading Nigeria. Then I started hearing Nigerians cheering for this. Dude, we're cooked. Also, the reason people, me, side eye Gavin Newsom is that he had a podcast and his first guests were white supremacists.
Oh,
Crockett would
fun.
have, yeah, right. Crockett would have never done that. We can't afford to get behind people who aren't about it. But we also can't keep purity testing. But at least we had a blue wave yesterday. This was after the
Oh, okay.
elections.
Okay.
So that was from Yetunde, our avid
Yeah,
listener.
Nigerians in Nigeria. I don't know if I've spoken about this.
A
for
little
some
bit, but I was
reason.
gonna ask you, yeah.
Yeah, they're okay. So let me go back. The Civil War in Nigeria is the Biafran War, where have I mentioned? I don't know what I talk about on here,
I feel like you
but
talked about it because your parents were, involved or, somewhere in there, right? Yeah.
yeah, they were caught. So a lot of the they don't teach history in Nigerian schools. Like they literally don't teach it. So there are a lot of wounds from the war that are still just haven't been dealt with, and a lot of people in the former Biafra still feel as though I think I'm not to lie. I think that no, was it the US was the first country to recognize Biafra? Don't
I don't,
quote me. I don't know. I don't know. But there's like this besides the worship of white wealth and white men, it's also this idea that some people feel they're different from other Nigerians. Like I
mm,
think Igbo people there's a faction of, I don't want to say all Igbo people who believe that they are the true Jews or some shit like that. Like it it's almost like here and like the FBAs where it's just like we do not come from anything except for right here. It's like the same kind of energy,
mm.
but Christian. And that's another thing. Christianity has done a number on that country for sure, more so than
Yeah,
any other place, I think.
you even got Nicki Minaj trying to protect you all.
Uh, oof, waiting for Nikki to save us. That's what
Thank
I've been
goodness Nicki
saying.
Minaj is here. What
Thank
will we
God.
do?
Save us from Burna Boy.
Man, okay, all right. So that was for VA Day. We have another comment about from last week's episode where we were having some technical difficulties, and one of our listeners, who I think I've seen Charlene comment before. Charlene Banks, does that name sound familiar to you?
Yes. I don't know
Yeah?
why though. Yeah.
Yeah. So Charlene, she's commented before we were really reading comments, but she said, "Hey y'all, your internet issues could be because of the DHCP router. Okay. It respawns a new IP address on a 24-hour lease. So since it's Bossy whose internet keeps dropping her, you could try."
Allegedly. Good.
Charlene said it. So since it's Bossy's whose internet keeps dropping her, you could try to get a static IP address from your provider. I think it's like $20 a month. But let me just say that this should not be required. Ask ChatGPT to help you troubleshoot. Paste what I typed here and it'll help out. Love the show.
Thank you, Charlene.
Yeah, so that might be
Appreciate
something we
that.
could check out. But knock on wood, everything right now is crystal clear. No, lapses, no
Yeah.
glitching. So let's see. And for our listeners, we're recording at a different time of the day. Like it's literally 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday night. And we normally record at 10 a.m. on Tuesday morning. So just checking to see if it could be something with I remember when everyone was at home working during Zoom days and Teams days, there would be definitely times during the day when we would see like when California woke up and the West Coast started to get on calls and like the internet, it seemed like a traffic jam. Like
Mhm.
things would just start glitching right at around 11 o'clock, 11, 12 o'clock. So, oh my God, I've never seen you without your glasses. You turned
Are
into
you
a different
serious?
person.
Are you serious?
You just turned like, who are you? Where's
You
Bossy? Get her back on the
you
get her back on the line.
so
Stranger,
basically you would have
stranger,
been sold with
stranger
Clark
alert.
Kent and Superman. You're the person, you're the target audience for that.
Oh
I
my
used to I
you
used to never pre-COVID when you used to see
oh
me on
there
the like
you're
soccer
back now.
field.
There you go.
Oh, relax. You used to see me on the soccer field and I was very much in like Alawe's mom drag. Like
Yeah.
that's what I was doing. But
Uh-huh.
before
Uh-huh.
COVID, you would never see me in a situation like this or out without my contacts in. It's always
Really?
been since COVID where I was just like, I'm not gonna put my contacts in to like walk around the house. And then it's been difficult. But I have been looking into,
Oh,
I'm not a candidate for LASIK, but I am a
why not?
candidate for my stigmatism is too
Oh, okay.
irregular or something. I don't
Okay.
remember. I don't remember
Mm-hmm.
what she said,
Mm-hmm.
but she said something. but I am a candidate for ICL, which is reversible, which I feel a little bit more comfortable with.
What's that? I've never heard.
It's
I've heard of
basically
PRK.
like for lack of a better, gluing contacts to your eyes.
Okay, okay.
So you fuse the contacts in, but you can take them out. Like if you're like, I don't want this anymore, or if your prescription changes, you can
Oh
take them out.
wow,
Yeah, yeah, it's
I've
completely
never heard of that.
reversible.
There's
I was doing a
another
lot of studying or looking for it.
there's another procedure that's LASIK adjacent. I mean, I think it's just an older version of LASIK called PRK. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, yeah. That's what a few of my friends that had really bad astigmatisms had PRK. They said it's like a little bit more, you know, more intense than LASIK. But I have LASIK, and that was the best decision I've ever had in my
Yeah,
life.
yeah. I'm going through an entire renaissance. I'm gonna get my glasses back. My hair is growing. I'm so excited about that. Like it's
Still
like
growing.
every week. I'm like, oh my
Mm.
God, this is, and then I get kind of pissed off. There's like, all right, so all of this existed 5 years ago. We would not even be in
Mm,
this situation had it not. But yeah, trying to get my shoes, like walking in heels. Like
okay.
I'm trying to get my shit together. I'm
All
not
right.
going
No,
anywhere. But when if something were to pop off, I got clothes, I got shoes, I got access to hair.
the three most important things: hair, clothes, and
The
shoes.
only important things. Money, power, respect.
Man.
The last one is better.
Oh man. So did you listen to Wale's album? I know I just
I
told you about it.
listened to the first couple of songs, and you're not kidding. It's a really, here's the thing.
Golly.
I've never counted Wale out. I got kicked out of the Kendrick Lamar group on Twitter
Wait, what?
because I defended Wale, and I didn't defended him. I just offered like perspective, and they were like, ah, "Get her out of here!" Literally, they said, "Get her out of here." Next, thing you know, I was out.
Wait, no, you're serious?
Dead ass. I'm dead
What?
ass.
Wait, talk, rewind.
Okay.
What did you say?
Okay. So this is gonna segue nicely into like other stuff. But no, let's talk about you want to talk about the album. You want to do that first before I get into why I was kicked out, because that is gonna relate to like Stan shit that I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, not in the full detail. You know, I probably listened to the album 3, 4 times all the way through, and Wale is just such an interesting character, interesting like player in this hip hop game, right? Yeah, Wale is one of the dopest MCs. Like,
Yeah.
why isn't he included in? He should absolutely have been in the big three conversation.
He was in the
Drake
conversation
for a minute, right? He was
in
him, Big
2015.
Sean.
A lot of people were in the
Yeah,
conversation. It was not a big three situation. It was a these are the contenders. This is the group for now. And I know you're gonna hate this, but your boy is the reason why all the that everything got messed up because he
it's
became the
no,
only one.
no
Yes, it is.
way,
He
no
became the
way.
only one. Nobody else was allowed to get into the conversation. The only reason, and I've just watched this, the only reason Kendrick was because he's attached to TDE. Drake tried to end Kendrick's career back after, no, before Control. The only thing that saved him was his affiliation to TDE. Go ahead and say what you like, but this is what I
All
know.
right, all
I'm not
right, all
telling you what
right.
I think, I'm telling you what I know.
But yeah, Wale is, I mean,
He's dope.
Wale, when he came out, not even when he came out, like his career just reminds me so much of, it just reminds me of DC. It reminds me of like, of DC's placement in entertainment culture, kind of like how it's, you know, everybody knows it, everybody recognizes DC and knows go-go kind of loosely, you know, people that aren't from DC, right? Like people like, oh yeah, that's go-go, you know, doing the butt, yeah, you know, but there's just something about Wale's personality, his presence. I mean, everybody talks about he's kind of standoffish, all that, but I don't think that's it, because a lot of artists are standoffish, right? Like a lot of artists like don't want to play the game; they have to play it just because. But man, this album is phenomenal.
Yeah, what I've heard is amazing. Just even the opening line to the first song, I was like, oh wait,
Oh my
those first
god!
couple of
I had to,
bars, I was
I had to rewind
yeah,
back. I was like, wait, is he saying what I think he's saying? Like,
yeah.
It's
And
so
then
many
what do you say?
bars like that.
This something is the price of fame. I pray for something in coupons. Something. It was just I've never because you hear that bar all the time. You hear the price of fame, and then there's all these like metaphors. I've never heard it put like that before. And my brother has something really interesting to say because he's from New Carrollton. He's from just up the street.
Right,
He's
right
from
down
New
the way.
Carrollton.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's the thing. He's not really from DC. And
Right.
so there's a disconnect when you're from Maryland, but you're
Yeah.
not from Baltimore. It's like this weird place. I mean, if people all of my appearances on Def Poetry, they would say DC or Brooklyn or whatever. They couldn't. They were like, what? It wasn't like a small enough town to be interesting.
Yeah,
So they just
yeah.
connected it to like it's just a weird thing. But my brother was like, he's insecure about the fact that he doesn't seem to be from anywhere, and you add like
Anywhere.
the
Yeah.
Nigerian American part to it. And my brother's like he wants to be a poet, but poets don't get shine, and so he's an
Mm.
MC because he's a poet when you listen to it.
He is a poet. I've always said that Wale was the most lyrically dense artist I think ever. Like, and that's not hyperbole. I mean, I feel that every other bar has double and triple meaning on this album. Everyone. And I can't even remember some of the things. There was something he said, and I was like, wait, what did he damn it, what was that metaphor he said? And he was using all sorts of double entendres. He was, purposefully mispronouncing certain words to make it rhyme, but the mispronounced word had double entendres in
Hmm.
it. He said something about, I can't even remember, but I feel like next episode, I'm going to come with like 5 lines that Wale said during this album where it's just like filler in the verse, right? He'll say something, and then the punchline is always at the end of the verse. He'll have
Hmm.
like 3 punchlines in a sentence, in a line,
Yeah,
and there's like 3 different things that he's recalling from a previous song or
I love
something.
that
And
shit. That's the hip
it
hop I
is
love.
it is so phenomenal. Just sonically, I think it's good, it's strong, but like he is the most lyrically dense rapper I've ever heard and experienced. There's nobody that does it like that. He's a poet.
But do you remember, or not do you remember, but you remember the control verse and all the names
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
dot listed, all of
Mhm.
those people were contenders. Every single last one of them.
True,
Like,
true,
I don't
true,
think
true,
he
true.
named anybody that the only name that I was just like, was Meek Mill back then. But I was not unfamiliar with his
Oh
game.
yeah. He should
Since
have
then,
definitely been on
I've
that list. Yeah,
come
yeah.
to understand what it is. But like there was a lot that was supposed to be that blog era, quote unquote, was supposed
Mhm.
to be the jumping off point, the same way the native tongue era and the West Coast era. That was supposed to be a thing, but it got handicapped somewhere. And for some
Yeah.
reason, only 3 people emerged from that when I love Dot. He's my favorite MC after Most Def, but I don't think that he's so special that he would elevate to the top the way that
Of
he
that
did.
list. Yeah.
He's too lyrically dense. He's too much of a backpack rapper to be as popular as he is. So there's got to be all these other things in play. And one of the things that I've thought of about with Wale is I wonder if, and this is where his insecurity comes in. I wonder if colorism and like featureism has something to have something to do with
Mm.
it. Because on the face, he's a good looking guy. He's he's an attractive guy. But when it comes to like the industry, how does that play into because Big Sean gets called out as like, oh, so fine, Big Sean. I mean, not that no one's ever said that Drake and them were fine, but like they start off really like kind of clean cut. So they appeal
Mhm.
to a certain group of people. So I just wonder the reason why is it that some of these names like fell off and others didn't,
Yeah.
besides the fact that it's all Drake's fault. But besides that, there's a lot going on. There's no reason that Wale would not be um um still a part of the conversation
It's gotta be
now.
the music business. It's gotta be the business machine behind it. And as much as, and I've been thinking about this a lot recently in the absence of Drake, that and we're seeing all of these lawsuits and UMG this, and we know like now there's only what two big record labels like
3.
Universal, yeah, two,
And
and
2 of them are run by the Granges.
exactly, exactly, and they definitely, if you think about all of the movement in business and tech and even like automobiles, like all of the big industries are being taken over by each other, right? They're
Mhm,
all in super competition and everything is like billionaire and now they're talking like trillionaire status, right?
mhm,
And I feel
mhm.
like
Which
it's
is absurd.
impacting, yeah, it's impacting the art and the artistry and who's being pushed and who's not and when, and you know the labels are getting, are injecting themselves, inserting themselves into like the art. And it's just nasty. It's nasty. And there is no reason why Wale, I think Big Sean is one of them MCs too that is
Absolutely.
lyrically
Your boy
dense.
stole his flow. I'm sorry. I'm gonna put
I
it
was
on
I
it all
was
the
just
time.
listening to some old Big Sean and yeah,
He stole his flow.
there was definitely a lot going on in that control verse era time. But yeah, the Wale album is phenomenal. I think it's might be my second or third favorite album of the year.
After
Something
after
has to
Let
move
God
out
Sort Him Out.
after Clips, and my second out favorite of the year. Damn, I don't even know anymore. There's been too many good albums that have come out in the last like 3 or 4 months. But Clips
This
is still
last
up there for me.
so much music has been coming out. I've noticed even on TikTok on my For You page, because you know we make fun of like TikTok songs. I'm seeing like
Yeah.
actual musicians and actual MCs like going down my For You page, and it just
Yeah.
feels like they don't have a reason to suppress it anymore, or
Yeah.
people are paying attention now, so suppressing it doesn't make any sense. Like I have like a list on my TikTok that is just new music, and all of it is dope. I listened to Dave, Dave from the UK.
Fire. Yes.
Fucking
Yes. Yo,
in
I fucking love that
fucking
album.
insane. The
Dope
song with
album.
Kano, the song with Kano where they're going back
My
and forth.
yes.
Jesus
Yes.
Christ.
The joint,
Jesus
is that the same one
Christ.
where he was talking about like he was talking about like just his inner thoughts about the industry and
Chapter 16.
vacationing
Mm-hmm.
in other country. Yo, I was like,
Yeah,
yo, this is
yeah. And
phenomenal.
then Kato was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Oh, it was just too good. It was just
yeah. It
too,
was
too,
good.
too good. It was just too good." But yeah, there's a lot of music like that's coming out now in a way that I feel is more pronounced because I feel like good music is always coming out, but you don't have to dig
Mhm.
for it because the conversation has always been the underground has always been there. Yes, but it's not the, like back in the day when we were going to shows and finding underground. Like we have to rely on the internet, and if we don't see it, we don't know
Yeah.
about it. And I think that people are starting to rise to the surface. There's a lot of people. There's this kid Red Lotus out of the Bay. Akeem Ali, I think is dope. I think he's freaking dope. But yeah, there's a lot of people.
And then, with we could, move on from Wale, but there's just I met Wale a bunch of times in DC and I worked with a lot of kids in DC, right? And so I heard how kids in DC talked about Wale. And it was the same thing, like your brother said, like it was like he wasn't quite like DC enough for
Hmm.
for the kids in DC, but he was almost like too hood for the suburbs of Maryland. And it was just like this, and he embodies that just naturally in his personality. He was, I wouldn't call him standoffish, but he was just like very, like, he wasn't gracious to the media when I met him years and years ago, or
Hmm.
a couple times. So dope album. I can't speak any more highly about it. Dope album. And going back, I want to connect because you were about to talk about what? You were going to talk about what?
Crazy ass Kendrick stands who are ruining everything.
Oh, the stance. All right. So before we do that, because I want to make another throw another long bomb to a future conversation, thinking about the record labels, right? And how all these companies are clearly tapped into the culture. And for whatever reason, Wale's not being pushed by the label. I think he's on Def Jam. He's not being he doesn't have that engine behind him for whatever reason by design, right? And all of the things that feel this is another idea that I have about Drake. Everything that we feel online, right? All the things that we're like, oh yeah, any kind of like major, like this is it, like Drake is the worst, Kendrick is the best, clips are great, whatever, like, Tyler's album, like all of these things are like manufactured feelings by the establishment, the establishments. And the most recent thing, and we're going to talk about it later, is this quarter zip phenomenon, right? And it's being presented to us like it's little kids in the hood, wearing quarter zips and getting rid of, their Nike tech or whatever. And then I saw today that Nike's selling quarter zips. And I was like, these motherfuckers, yo, they are really like so tapped into our culture that they're making us feel things and they're doing things to our culture and the big they, whatever,
Yeah.
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Meta, the establishment, and making things seem authentic. And you have to just really search for that authenticity. Okay, stop there. We'll come back to the quarter zip conversation later,
Okay.
but it might have something to do with your Kendrick and being ousted out of the Kendrick support group.
This was like a Kendrick support group is crazy. That's crazy. The Kendrick community on Twitter. I'm not even on Twitter that much or at all anymore. So I
Just
wasn't
say,
that
get
like
her out of here.
stressed out. They literally said, get her out of here. And I
That's
was blocked
crazy.
after that. But so this is what happened. So do you remember a couple of months ago when Wale was talking about he was on the Joe Budden show and he was talking about how I don't know was if somebody brought up like his confidence and his self-esteem and he started talking about the Soul Train Awards
Yeah.
and how they told him he was going to get this award and he
Yeah, yeah,
didn't
yeah,
get
yeah.
it and then he left and then I can't remember the exact details. I can't remember the exact details, but Kendrick fans found like the video like it happened before this and you said it happened here but it happened then, so why are you lying, like making as though he was like lying, like he decided to get on the podcast and just lie, not even a consideration of, oh, maybe he misremembered. No, he lied because he's trying to bring Dot down. He's like, people hate the West Coast, like they were really going into this like they're trying to paint Kendrick Lamar as some like underdog. Okay, whatever, let me back. So I've been on several or at several award shows over the course of my life, my career. I performed at the NAACP Awards. And the
Oh,
ones that are
really?
not
I didn't know
live,
that.
yeah, I did a tribute to Venus and Serena. The ones that are not live and are taped, they go in a certain order, but when they come when they're aired, they rearrange things because especially like shows like the Soul Train Award or the NAACP Award or the BET Awards where they're not getting all of the stars there. So if Denzel wins and he's not there, and then Angela Bassett wins and she's not there, and the awards are back to back, on the telecast, they have to move it. You know what I mean? Like they have to move it so it's not
Mm-hmm.
like four people aren't there. So they have to like cut this part and put it over here and like rearrange the award presentation and also to fit around like
Mm-hmm.
the performances. So I was saying, I was like,
Yeah.
so the way that he remembers it is absolutely true. But it's also true that when you saw it, when we saw it, it looked like he was lying or whatever. That's all I said.
Right.
I
Right.
said, there's a possibility. Not only a possibility, I'm
Mm,
almost
mm, mm,
certain
mm.
that this is what happened because
Yeah.
I've been at award shows and then watched them on TV later and realized that they have rearranged what it is that I had seen. And so it stands to reason that what he said, I wish I could remember exactly what order that he said, but what he said could
Yeah.
absolutely be true. or is true. I'm not even gonna say absolutely could be. It is true. Like that's man. You would have thought I said fuck Kendrick and his kids. Like, go to hell. Like, I don't know what the fuck. I don't even think what I could. Like, that you would have thought that I said the most outrageous, unbelievable, how dare you call the police type statement. All I said was, this is probably what happened. Get her out of here. And then I went to click on it. It's like, you've been blocked from this community.
Yo, they really blocked.
They literally blocked me. I am blocked from the Kendrick Lamar
Wow.
community.
But listen to this, Bossy. This is another thing that we said we wanted to talk about today. I think that, and I'm becoming a firm believer here. I don't think a lot of these spaces are made for a reason. I mean, we know that.
Oh God, no.
I'm not saying anything brand new. Like we
Especially
know that
Twitter.
these
No.
not made a lot of online spaces are not made for nuance, right? Like
Mhm.
that's kind of why we wanted to start having these kinds of conversations. But I think it's another reflection of us being old.
Mhm.
Like we're not there's a reason why, if you think about, I'm thinking about when I go to my wife's family's house for Thanksgiving, especially like back in, like 10, 12 years ago, and the old people sat around the table in the kitchen, and the old people were, you know people that are like our age now, like mid 40s to 70s, and they were all in the kitchen. They had their own thing. They laugh and joke on their own thing. And then the mid people, the 30s, 20s, we were in the garage. That was our spot. And then the young people were in the back playing PlayStation. And I feel like social media has us all playing in the same room, and we're really not supposed to be.
We're not
And I'm
supposed to
just
know
starting
this
to
much about
think,
other people.
I see a lot of people our age, the Gen Xers, the Zennials, and the older millennials that are like trying to, I'm gonna go show these young people what's up. We're not supposed to. Just let them be wrong. Just let them be
Yeah.
loud and wrong, because that's a part of, you know, growing up. It's a part of the process, and we just don't get it. Like we don't, as cool as we are, as hip as we are, as well read and knowledgeable as we are of their stuff, we don't talk like them. We don't have the same cadence. We don't argue the same. We're not prepared to just like, I forget it. Fuck all y'all. Like, and kick people out of the groups. Like, that's just not how we do.
No. But to your point, I think that the reason why everything is so chaotic is because, like back in the day, our wrong opinions or our bullheaded opinions as kids didn't rewrite history. It didn't change the conversation. We could argue all day about why I'm trying to think of something like rap is better than jazz or whatever, but we're not rewriting it so that
Mhm.
like all of a sudden jazz was trash. Like nobody was listening to jazz. Like it was nobody was out here da 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 da. It was just rap always. That's what's happening now. That's what's happening in stand
Yeah.
culture now. That's what's happening in any cultural conversation that's going on now. People are attempting to replace history with their truth or with their opinion of the truth. And
Hmm.
that's the danger of it. I'm learning also not to like engage, even though I do be trolling because people be ridiculous. I do be trolling. Whenever, let me sidebar, when somebody's like, oh, here's this dress that I love. It is the best dress that this is the dress. It's so pretty. Comment section, where'd you get it? Where's it from? Where'd you get it? I lost my knees in the fire. Can I wear pants? What about this? What about that? What I'm like, what?
I lost my knees. Yeah.
What? So I'm like, no, you can't wear pants. You'll die. That's what I say. And then I move on and I keep scrolling because what the fuck are you talking about? Oh, I don't like beans. Soup killed my mother. Okay, bitch, like don't eat it. Like what are we supposed to do over here? What's happening? What the fuck?
We're canceling soups. No more soups for
No more
anyone.
soup. Some
But
people
yeah,
don't have
I think it's
spoons.
all, I mean, right. I think it's all like I feel like it's all reminding me of a couple things. It's reminding me that a there's like an order of things. There is a natural order of the way that people operate that really has not changed for hundreds of years. And I'm hyperbolizing hundreds of years, but like the way that people operated in the 20s and 30s and 40s, and then they were like, oh, the TV is going to revolutionize everything and it's going to make people, and then the TV came along and like, oh, now it's VCR, oh, now it's the internet, oh, now it's social media. Like people, there's we're wired a certain way to be a certain way. And I think the social media, all the mediums, right? The television, the computer, the internet, social media, it like expedites certain things, slows certain things down. But at the end of the day, like the core of who we are and how we should relate to each other is the same, because people are wildly predictable. People are, our biology, I think, my opinion is, this is like a new opinion, like a forming opinion. I think our biology is more impactful to like cultural development, social development than any other thing that tries to be injected into it. Like who we are as people is more important than like the internet. I'm not saying it clearly, but I just feel like it's a rule for me that I'm just letting young people be young and dumb and say dumb shit, and I'm just like, that's really fucking stupid. I'm just gonna keep this to myself and let y'all be dumb. Like there's we can't. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if we should insert ourselves all the time.
Well, I definitely think we should because it'll drive us absolutely crazy. But people have been saying for the longest time that we weren't meant to look at each other or see each other or know what we look like in certain areas of our life. We're seeing each other too much. I think also, and this ties into all the like resurfaced tweets that have been popping up, not popping up,
Oh my
people
gosh,
search
yeah.
for and post. There are certain thoughts that we have in our day-to-day lives that we don't put out online. In the early days of Twitter, people were like, oh, I'm going to the store. I'm eating Chinese food. Here's a picture of a sandwich. I wonder if my toes fall off. Like just these random thoughts that you just have that you don't expect that 20 years later people will be able to access because you don't know what your own context is. I used to like to go on my Facebook and like this day and like look at what happened that day until like some really like traumatic memories started coming up, and so I started deleting things around that so that the next year they don't pop up. I am effectively rewriting my history in order to protect myself, but I shouldn't even know what I said
Mm,
in 2011. I should have no idea what I ate for dinner in 12. Those are not important memories. Those are not important things. But when people go back and say, oh, you said this, you said that, and the people like scramble, like, I mean, I did, but I don't think I meant it that way, it's because these are passing thoughts that are being immortalized. And that is the problem. It's not, yes, the
mm,
problem is racism
wow.
and sexism and this, that, and the other thing. But the real problem is that people are capturing their fleeting thoughts and people are referring to their fleeting thoughts as
Mm,
judging them against who they are right now as a because you know what they said back then, but you don't know who they were back then. You're judging what they said based on who they are right now, and that's just not how any of that works.
yeah. Oh man, that's good. And that's not how we were supposed to be. Like we weren't supposed to have a snapshot outside of pictures, maybe.
Mhm.
But we see pictures from 1988, but we don't know what the conversation was 1988 when we were having it. Yeah, your boy Rory got caught up into that this week. I mean, a bunch
By
of
the way,
people get caught up all the time.
all the time.
Yeah.
It's really,
No,
and this is another thing,
what?
it's always so disingenuous too, because it never happens organically. These are 15-year-old tweets, which means they've been there. The reason why somebody searched for that, they searched his name and they kept going, N-word, this, they kept going through their Rolodex of things that could offend people until they found the tweets. And they did that because he said he wanted the Clips to win Album of the Year over Kendrick. That's what happened. It's so fucking disingenuous. And I don't know him.
Oh, that's right.
Mal
That
gets
is
on
what
my
happened. I
nerves.
forgot. Yeah.
Mal gets on my nerves. I think he's an idiot. I think Rory's scared of Mal. The clips that I've seen, he's afraid of talking about anything that might upset Mal. So I'm like, you're a fucking punk. Leave it alone. Oh, I didn't mean to say punk. I'm sorry. I don't mean punk. See? When we were kids and we said somebody was a punk, we're not talking about their sexuality. Do you know what I'm saying? But somebody could clip this
Wait,
right
wait,
now and
wait.
be
You
like,
can't say punk?
no, that's what TikTok told me. Anyway, so what they would do
Really?
is they would
I didn't
search
know that.
somebody's
Wow.
name
See, go ahead. Go
and
ahead.
then they'd say something offensive, search for somebody's name, put something offensive, going back and forth until they find something. And then, but it's always because something else happened. Tyler's tweets came out because his white fans were mad that he insists on being black in their faces. This happened because of this. Like every time somebody's old tweets resurface, you can go and find out what happened or what do they say right now? Who do they make mad right now? Because that's how it pops up. It's never organic. If it was organic, it would have happened 2 years ago, 6 months ago, anytime other than the point where you decided you were mad at this person for whatever reason. And I guarantee you that he was the only one that something popped up in. Everybody that said something, I know they went through like bossy world, all these like offensive things. Because I'm a black woman, and I've seen somebody do this. Because I'm a black woman, what they'll do is they'll search your name and then like something transphobic or something homophobic or something like and also because I'm Nigerian, something anti-black. Like those are things that they're searching for. And I remember saying to somebody I was having an argument with on Twitter, not they were arguing with me. I was like, I don't know what's going on here. And I was like, I know right now that you are in my search bar searching my name and whatever you can think of to throw a gotcha. It was a barb. It was a barb. It was a Nicki Minaj person that was
Mhm.
in my whatever doing that. And I said, I know that's what you're doing. And I also know you're not going to find anything. And they're like, oh, there's got to be something. Okay, find it, find it. But also, this is what I do. Whatever shit like that popped up all the way from back then, if I search my name already, see if I say anything remotely close to it, delete it. I
Yeah.
don't have
Yeah,
weird
that
things in my
it's
history, but I'm not going to allow you to make any tenuous connection to something fucked up because you're mad at me because I said GNX is the fourth best album that came out.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's almost like we are in real time adding a layer of we use the word culture, but I don't necessarily think it's culture. It's like a layer of like a rule of engagement. And I'm sure, I know for a fact that like colleges are studying, the impact of social media, the impact of the internet, right? But it's like because there's so many generations and micro generations and generations within generations, like we're all operating off of different rules. And for better or for worse, the Gen Zs, the young millennials are control the ways that that portion of the internet operates. And, the same way that the young Gen Xers in the 80s controlled hip hop, right? They controlled the dances that people did. They controlled the clothes people wore. It's another byproduct of youth. And it's like you just gotta just let it be. Like it's going to become, it is almost like it is what it is, right? And the young people have their way of engaging. It might feel in the current time that they're like rewriting history, but they're not. They're not. Because history is being documented in different ways. And even if they do rewrite the history, it's almost like the truth will find its way. Like that's just how it's always been.
I
And it will
disagree.
be the older generations. It will be the go ahead. What how?
No, I disagree because we have people who are
There's a
more
big
so than
delay right
ever
now.
before. We're able to, people are changing history. The fact that people are getting to the point where they cannot figure out whether or not something is AI and it's something that has some sort of historical context where somebody can say, this thing happened, and then have an AI video. Pretty soon, people are not going to be able to tell.
I can't hear you, Bossy. And Bossy's gone. Damn it. Well, our 53 minutes. We gotta look at these times. Bossy's internet has failed us once again. Um, I'll just keep on making the point for our listeners. I wonder if she just texts me and says, I know, Bossy, it's all good. Hey, hey, but I wonder if it is a byproduct of just because I think we're cycling through generations so quickly, whereas the boomer generation lasted for however many years, Gen X lasted for however many years. I think that there are two factions of Gen X, right? There's the pure and true Gen X's and then the Zennials. We're cycling generations right now, right? Where the boomers had a super long generation. There's a lot of fucking boomers, right? And for the most part, you could lump all boomers into one category. And I think for Gen X, I feel like most Gen X's are the same. And then there's a micro generation at the end, and that's where we put ourselves, right? Like that's 77 to 82, 83. I think with the millennials, I think there's probably maybe three or two distinct generations within the millennials, right? It's the elderly millennials, it's a pure, and then there's like a young millennials. And I think for each generation, it's just going to be shorter factions of each generation. And I'm saying all that to say it's like the truth or what's real for a generation or for a group is it's not real. It's just so temporary. It's so moment based that just let them think
I
that
hear
Kendrick is the
you.
best and kick them, and they're gonna kick you out of the group. That's fine. You don't belong in the group. It's fine.
I hear you. Okay, forget those people. I hear you, but my issue, and this is something that I'm seeing from any generation that is on social media has found a way to
But let's wrap up. We didn't even get. I wanted to talk about the quarter zips, but it's all
uh,
good. That was another. It was another example of old people staying out the way.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think we have different opinions on this quarter zip thing because I've seen a lot of, oh, maybe I'm too woke, but that I disagree with vehemently because I think that it disallows people to have, like, I know you don't think it's organic. I think that it is organic, and then corporations are jumping on it just like anything else.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
do you remember the summer, the I'm a matcha nigga now?
Yeah.
Sounds
Yeah.
like camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to me, it was a kid trying to like do his own version of that. And then it turned into somebody was like, this is the alt-right pipeline. It's like, what are you fucking talking
That's
about?
what
Like,
that's
that's
the
what they're
part I'm
saying.
talking about. Yeah, that's the part I'm talking about where like old people need to get out the way. No,
Mhm.
because I saw a guy today saying that this quarter zip phenomenon is respectability politics. I'm like,
God.
take it, fuck, get the fuck out of here. I
Oh
love it. I think
God.
the quarter zip
I think
thing
it's
is
so
dope.
cute.
It's cute. I was like, oh, this is cute. Like when I see it, I'm like, oh, because it's just like young people being young. That's what they're supposed to do. I don't care if Nike gets on it. I think it'll ruin it. But for what it's worth, I was talking to Ellington last night, and I was like, "Yo, you see this quarter zip?" He was like, "I've been on quarter zips." I was like, "Hey,
Way too. Way too. He's like, I've been on quarter zip since the ninth grade. Every time he wants something, it's a quarter zip, a quarter zip. I bought him a
yeah,
full hoodie, full zip joint. He's like, ah, quarter zip, quarter zip.
quarter
So
zip."
it's not new in that sense. It's new to people online who are seeing it. But what is wrong with the same way that there are all these other trends on TikTok where the trend is, I don't know, getting naked and squat. I don't know, something. And people
What?
do that. I was thinking about one of the
Getting
trends
naked
that
and
was happening
squatting?
during
What is?
COVID.
What's?
During COVID, bust it, bust it. I don't remember. Yeah, getting naked and squatting. I can't remember.
And I remember that trend as well.
Well, what's wrong with it? You see these
Oh my
kids, and
god.
they take off their Nike Tech, and they're like, "I'm a matcha nigga," and it's
I
cute.
think I really thought it
It
was
is
dope.
cute. And the thing that gets me is that a lot of the people who get on and talk about how something is or isn't respectability politics are the people who are well aware of what is it. I don't want to even use the word respectable, but you can't wear a bikini to church. You
Right.
know that. You wouldn't
Right.
do that.
Right.
You
Right.
know
Right.
that. But the people who have these conversations and theorize and intellectualize everything are encouraging people who don't have the same theory, who are in different places. The fact that so many people that people catch themselves advocating for say, no, 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 we like this. No, 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 we want you to do this. But
Yeah.
you're telling Palestinians that it's not going to be any good for you if Kamala is president. And they're like, no, 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 seriously, vote her in because that's going to help us more. No, no, no. That's what they do.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what they
Yeah.
do. So you see these kids who are like, I saw a TikTok. I'm going to try and find it of this kid saying he hated the fact that every time he hopped online on TikTok to do anything, I think that he like cooks or something, they'd be like, oh, Ians are in the kitchen now. And he's like, I hate that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I absolutely hate that. So for me, that kid is like, let me put on a quarter zip. Maybe people won't be like, YNs in the corporate. They even say that YNs are in the corporate. Da, da, da. These kids are tired of that narrative and they're doing what it is that they can to shift it themselves. Who are we to tell them what they mean about it?
Yeah. I love it. I love it. I
I
I
think it's
think it
cute.
is it's dope. I think it and I just love the fact that it's a lane for black boys. You know what I'm saying? To like, you know, whether it's respectable or not, who cares? Like I
It's
saw
so
I
nerdy.
yeah, it's so nerdy. And I saw a video today with a bunch of dudes. It looks like they're what seems to be a little different, and it's probably all of them, all of the trends, that affect like young black kids, is that these look like college kids. Like they look like they're on campus
Mhm.
or on campuses or maybe in high school, different places. But like, they're wearing hard bottoms. I saw one kid say, I got my quarter zip. We drinking matcha. We not drinking coffee no more. He said, when we approach a young lady, we don't ask for the IG no more. We ask for her LinkedIn. I was like, yo, I was like, it's so dope to me. I think it's
It's
so dope. It's
cute.
so
It is cute. It's adorable. It gives a lot of these kids who may not have an opportunity, like they're not on college campuses, but they get to like have that kind of like, it's the same way that people were mad about the Ralph Lauren HBCU stuff. It's like, let people have their
let
thing.
them have their moment. Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
yeah,
I saw this is one of the rare times that I'm differ from something that Deontay Kyle says, but his thing was that there are white people in the comment section saying things like, "Oh, you look so much better," or all these different because they do the transition thing where they're wearing Nike Tech and they go like this or whatever, and then
yeah,
they're wearing a quarter zip. Oh, you look so much better. Like those white people are always going to exist. That's another thing I hate about the internet. I hate the fact that white people exist on the internet with us. I'm sorry,
yeah, yeah,
respectfully, respectfully, because
yeah.
they're not supposed to have access to any of this shit. They're not
They're
supposed
not
to know
supposed to
any of
comment.
these words or terms
Yeah,
or
yeah,
or
yeah.
they're not supposed to be in any of these conversations, and they place themselves in the conversation. But when it comes to something like that, not to mention Nike Tech is fucking expensive. That shit is
Damn expensive.
expensive
Damn
as fuck.
expensive. Yeah,
As
yeah,
it's
for real.
expensive as fuck. They can go to TJ Maxx and get a quarter zip
For twelve
and be part of
dollars,
the trend.
12.99 exactly.
And
Yeah,
be
yeah,
part of
yeah,
the trend and have some fun with it
yeah.
instead of like that 6-7 shit, which apparently is game talk. Like let the kids have some wholesome shit. Like what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, this is
Let them
so
be
wholesome.
wholesome.
And I'm sure people are gonna like do you look so much better. And I would assume that it would mostly be people our age or older that would be, black people our age and older that would be like, yeah, that's more like it, and I don't think that's
That's
it.
the ticket.
That's what we want to see, more of that. But I just think this trend in particular, like just provides an alternative for the kids that might have wanted to dress up a little bit. I think of in college, like me, like my fraternity brothers, right? Like we our line had so many different styles within it. Like Big SK that he was that. He was old Suge Knight on campus ass nigga, right? Like that was him. And I was like, kind of in the mix. I was the boys to men, Alex Vanderpool, jeans and the hood, jeans and a
Alex Vanderpool. I haven't heard that in
you remember that?
forever. Oh my god.
And my boy Gary was the quarter zip guy. He was the wearing khakis to class and plaid shirts with a actual quarter zip on. He might throw a tie on, and like it just allows kids to be kids. And the last thing that kids want when they're trying to be kids is for adults to be like, "Hey, what y'all doing over there? 6'7"?" You know what I'm saying? Like, just it's all fun and jokes to be, to try to interfere, but the quarter zip thing struck for me because of how quick it seemed to happen.
Mhm.
Right. It literally seemed like one day I saw this, I mentioned it to Danielle, and then it was all over her feed the next day, like every single post. And it's like, it's cool. Give them some, alternatives, and just and guess what? There'll be something else in a year,
Mhm.
in 5 months, 6 months, right? And that's just how
There's
it
this
works.
group of kids in Silver Spring. I just figured out they were in Silver Spring who try new shit. Like they go to
Oh,
yoga
there.
and
Oh yeah, I
they're in
seen
Silver Spring.
that. I seen
Yeah,
that. I've
so
seen that.
so it's like that was catching on too. And
Hmm.
I saw people like, well, the stuff that they're doing is not accessible to all the quarter zips are accessible. Are you happy now?
Yeah.
Here, damn. Like, what do you want from these kids? Let them have this shit. Let them eat cake. No, sorry. Don't clip that. Don't clip that. Let them have. There's a okay. This is a aside, but during Hurricane Katrina, uh, the deep cut. Celine Dion was on
What?
listen was on the Larry what's it call it Larry
King?
something show on
Larry.
CNN. The Larry something show. I forget
Yeah,
his
Larry.
name.
Larry King. Larry King. Old
Larry
Larry
King. Larry
King.
King. He was so they were talking about like the hurricane. They were talking about the hurricane and people looting, and Larry King was trying to get her. I'm gonna send it to you. Was trying to get her to like say something. She's like, "Let them have these things. They've lost their house. They've lost their homes. Let them have these things." So I always say, "Let them have these things. Let them have it." Hard being a teenager and 20 and whatever in
Right.
this world. Let them have these
Just
things.
let them have it. Let them
God
wear their
damn.
quarter zips in peace. Man.
God damn.
Man, I didn't hear Deontay Kyle talk about it. That must be on a
Actually,
new episode.
it was a TikTok that he did. I actually
Oh,
heard
okay.
the first beginning of it and then I scrolled because I was like, I
Yeah.
do not think there's anything wrong with it. And also if I stay too long, other people and their opinions on it are going to show up and I'm not
Yeah.
interested. I
And he
want
was
these
one of the
kids to be
main
able to have their
ones
shit.
trying to get out of the YN phase. Like he was one
Hmm.
of the first people talking about like, yo, I'm not using YN. And on some level, I feel like this is a byproduct of
I agree.
that narrative that he kind of supported, which, hey, IN, GN, it don't matter. Like it's just social commentary. It's that we don't really need to be involved in every single thing, right?
Back to it. I did not hear this much conversation when they were wearing the Pooh Shiesties. I did not hear I didn't hear not one. This is an alt W pipeline or whatever the fuck. These kids
Yeah.
were walking around in heat wearing those ski masks. I did not
Yeah.
see a bunch of conversation about which is going to lead to where is this going? How are they going to hit? Like that wasn't happening. I feel like
Yeah.
those people who are so vocally against shit like this are tools of the CIA. Just want to talk about it.
For real, straight up, straight up. It, that
COINTELPRO.
that's the thing. Like, what latches on? Like, why do some things latch on? The one thing that I was a little wary about the quarter zip thing is that how quickly it latched. Right? There's all sorts of trends that happen every day that you see, and most of them for the young kids don't make it on my timeline like this. But this one was so like, oh my God, everything was about it. And I also, I have a lot of content about like black men and fathers and black boys. So that might be the reason. But this one was everywhere. And I was like, hmm.
Well,
And
and
then today I saw, oh, Nike has a quarter zip. They're about to start. I was like, okay. But
it's chicken and
yeah,
the egg. It's like that scene. It's like
yeah.
that scene in Devil Wears Prada where you think you chose this blue sweater, but it's really cerulean and da, da, da.
Right,
But
right, right.
I think that a large part of why it caught on is the same reason that I'm a macho nigga now. It's the same energy. It's the
Yeah,
exact
yeah,
same energy except for it's a quarter zip, and that caught on for a reason. So I just think it's just an extension of a previous trend. So many
yeah.
of these are extensions of previous trends. I really don't see anything wrong with it, and I do not want people to start having conversations about it that starts discouraging them from attempting these kinds of things.
Yeah.
If the children
Uh,
want to wear hard bottoms to school, let them wear them. Like, what are
Let
we
the
doing? What
let
are
me
we
tell you what,
doing?
I'm not getting rid of my hoodies, so that's hey, I'll be that. I'll be that. All right, Bossy. Well, let's close it. And now at the end of the episode, the audio, the video, everything's like crystal clear, super
Perfect.
perfect.
Hmm.
Anyway, I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm calling Riverside tomorrow. So if you're listening, Riverside, you can go to hell.
You're on our list.
Here on our list. Anyway, folks, I lost our closeout. I don't know where it is, but thanks for listening. Check us out. We are the Idea Pod on everything. And Bossy, I'm putting this online because we are going to get a production team, like a marketing team. I'm putting it out here. I'm making it real. I contacted people. They're gonna help us. We're about to blow up. Get ready.
Oh
Let them
no,
know that you were with us
I'm
from the
not ready.
beginning.
Oh God, I quit.
This is it. No, this is it. It's too late. It's on camera.
God, this is not what I wanted at all.
No, we're here. We're here now. My boy, and I'm putting this on camera too. Maybe I shouldn't. No, I won't say that. I'll stop recording and I'm gonna tell you. Don't leave yet.
Okay,
Anyway, thanks for listening to the Idea of, and we'll holler at y'all next week. Peace.
bye.